Give you an example for a circuit breaker, so you can you just want to see
Yeah, I can.
yeah, I think that's
If I don't know.
Yeah, no, I realise it's just the auditor joining in now. That's right. We'll get started. Join us in that's the guy. I think it's John. He's given up an audit and he's working for Fonterra. More doing just have his car out away from the office. Okay. Welcome all. Can everyone hear me okay on Zoom? Can you hear me, John?
Yes, I can, thanks.
Great. Thanks for joining us this morning, team. Welcome everyone. We'll just get started. But apologies from Councillor Parker. Thanks, Councillor Riley. Thanks, Councillor Hill. Crystal, as a note, if you say aye. Yes, Gary. Just before we briefly, before we go into the reports, just like to acknowledge the passing of Barb's mum. Very difficult time for you, and also all of you. So, now we'll move straight into the LTP report. So we will go to 3.1 on page 6. And perhaps we had covered this, so let's just talk to the changes here. So, fluffy and pet for a Friday morning.
Thank you, Wish, and good morning, Brian. So, as you're aware now, we've reached another milestone along the LTP journey. So, obviously, this LTP sets out quite an ambitious program over the next 10 years. So, particularly the projects we're including in consultation, but obviously we'll continue to provide all our existing digital service. And I guess you could say that the preparation of this LTP is occurring in a period of significant change for both the world and still most of the global pandemic. We have significant challenges facing us globally, and not only globally but our nation and our region. And there's also big changes potentially for our sector going forward. So it's a lot of change that has been considered in the preparation of it. So in terms of what has happened over the last week while, obviously we've been going through the audit process with John and his team. We've highlighted some of the changes that have been made to the documents on page 7 and 30 of the reports. So the first supporting information report, page 7 of that. essentially there's some comments there around in the financial strategy around our assumption around 9% delivering funding of our capital program, some slight tweaks on some of our assumptions and updated financial information and funding needs statements and activity statements and overall financial information, and also the accounting policies over the page on page 8. So those are sort of major changes that have been made to those documents. I don't know whether you want to discuss any of those, or do you want to talk about the capital program side of it?
Yeah, through, thank you, through you, Richard, thank you, Mark. So look, one of the areas emphasised here is the notion of what we've been referring to through this process as the 90% deliverability of our capital work program. And one of the issues is making sure that the community is aware that in doing the capital work program, like a lot of processes, like a lot of entities and organisations and airlines are a classic, they will overbook in order to optimise capacity. And similarly here, because we've got multiple projects, hundreds of projects, and inside some of those projects we've got many work streams which are almost projects in themselves, then delays can be occasioned by any number of factors, whether it's stakeholders, whether it's contractor constraints, supply chain logistics, getting resource consents, design issues. And so in order to optimise and keep delivering, you fill the pipeline, and it's you have 100 to deliver 90. And the consultation document has been emphasised in order to ensure that that's quite visible and why we're doing that. And that's the model that has been adopted here. So one of the points we really want to emphasise, this is not about not doing work, it is about the timing of when the work will be done rather than whether it's done. It will be the time of it, and the timing may change depending on influences, a number of which are outside of the control of council. Of course, as you look down further down the years, out beyond years 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it becomes increasingly difficult to actually foresee what those constraints may be. So, comment on the questions.
Questions at this point, team?
It's John.
Yeah,
John.
John, might be a good opportunity to bring you in at this point if you want to make any comments.
Yeah, I'll make a few comments and then I'll have a question for the councillors. So the process has taken a bit longer than we all would have hoped this time round. It's been more robust, and that's been a process that's been directed by the OAG for right across the sector. So in terms of the Timaru District Council draft CD that you're looking to adopt, we see that as a document that's fit for you to consult with your community on. It now incorporates inflation, your knowledge of asset condition is far better than it was previously, and so that means you got more accurate forecasts. CEOs commented on on the 90% assumption about the doability of your ambitious program. So the OAG were comfortable with that. That went through an additional review process. So overall, we're confident about what you propose to go to the community with. The question I need to ask the members is, in all audits, there's a risk of management override. So are the councillors aware of any actual suspected fraud?
No, so we're looking around the room, nothing that's been brought to my attention, I think. No. Thanks, John.
So I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Yes. And Councillor.
Good morning. Just a couple of things. So the OAG has been more robust. There's two parts to the question. Firstly, confirming that this is the reason for the delays and the reason we're here this morning. And can you So that if you can confirm that again for everyone, but also can you give me some sort of insight or us some insight as to why you described it as a robustness that's been right across councils? Why the extra robustness? Why is that not benchmarked in a normal audit as we've known before? Thank you.
Okay, so the first question from Councillor Burt. So there's two factors that pushed the adoption out a week. One was the more robust process that the Office of the Auditor General was requiring, but also it was a tight time frame anyway, because if you remember back, you adopted your annual report at 4 p.m. on the 22nd of December. So the team and actually working through this process was working from a position where they had a lot of work to do in a very short period of time. So those are the two factors in there. And second question is that process of continuous improvement is that we're trying, the Office of the Auditor General is trying to improve confidence in trying to see the public sector improve, but also trying to improve the increase the level of confidence that the community has in public institutions. So the better your CD is, the more reliable that information, then should increase the trust of the community in the council.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Burt.
Morning, John. I just noted in your report to the CE your note around the uncertainty over 3 quarters and the fact that something such an event should happen, or if it is going to turn the entire long-term plan on its head and be obviously back to the one. Is that a fairly standard consideration from the audit what the council is going for? And is that something that obviously has been noted by you? Is that something, should we have had an alternate plan in order to take into consideration the reports from our organisation?
Sorry, that you were coming through my audio, that broke up a bit. Could you summarise, please, the question?
In your report, you've noted the uncertainty over 3 quarters reforms and what impact it may have on our long-term plan moving forward. And so therefore, what we're doing now could be completely turned on its head in a couple of years. If we're forced or we take that route, should we have had an alternate proposal in our long-term plan to take into consideration the impact of us having to deal with the removal of 3 waters from our system?
Right. So that there was the Society of Local Government Managers in consultation with the Office of the Auditor General determined that it was a pragmatic approach to actually have nationally that everybody adopt this assumption, because until you actually get what the reforms will actually look like, everybody would just be speculating. And so there's no point in having 78 different speculations across the country on something that could have a very profound effect.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, John. And that emphasis of matter is the way in which it is addressed in the. Would you like? Would it think it'd be helpful if you could just explain a bit about what that means to the members in terms of addressing the issue raised by Councillor Booth about that as well?
So it just meant that the council could look ahead and work out, based on its knowledge, what needed to happen from an asset management planning purpose for the 3 waters, And the emphasis of matter paragraph is not a qualification, it's just drawing the reader's attention to that's the basis on which you've prepared the CD and the underlying information.
Thanks, John. Have you got anything else that you want to?
Not at this stage. There will be a report coming on the CD stage to the council on the CD stage of the audit, and that will have some recommendations and findings, but the focus of this meeting is adoption. So
Yeah, good. Thanks, appreciate that. And then you got a request thing sent through. Have you got that this morning, John?
I came out of a meeting, so I'll double check my inbox. Yep, I've got your signed letter of representation. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. All right, so moving on. Anything from the team to add to that? You can probably. So as far as we move them together, as far as 3.1. I think should that is changes to those recommendations. Sorry, what was that? Oh, just the report 3.1 as far as moving those items, yeah, comfortable that it's all together. Yes, yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll get to move 3.1, 1, 2, and 3. I think that's good. The motion to all those in favour, please say aye. It's carried. We're moving now to page 23. Review and financing policy amendment. If you'd like to take the team, maybe. Which the other day. So.
Oh, it's Mark's great this time. So thank you, Worship and Council. So this you have been presented with this before. This is just signing off the consultation document for the amendment to the revenue and finances policy around the funding of footpaths. So you'll see the consultation document on page 27 of the agenda. That will be available in all places that you can find your consultation document, through service centres, etc. It's up online, and there'll be feedback sourced through the online channels and also through the consultation document. I'd just like to note, and this is covered by the auditors as well, that the change proposed to the revenue and finances policy, Council has previously made the decision that it wasn't a significant amendment to the policy, but we believe that it is of note to the community, and so we're therefore going through the Section 82 consultation to seek feedback as to whether this is a proposal that the community would agree with. And so that would just be one thing I'd note. And any other questions around that?
Thanks, Fabian. Any questions on that? No, that detail. The community themselves what they think. Cool. So I move that. Councillor Wills, Councillor Bird. So 3.2, 1, 2, and 3. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Yes. Carry. Thanks, Fabian. Appreciate that. Move now to page 29. And consultation doc.
So you can see here on page of the agenda, there are sort of changes that included as part of the UCD. And following those that I've seen talked about, there's some minor changes to wording in terms of explanation of some detail around some costs, additional explanation around rating changes and property examples, also, obviously a slight change in consultation fund range, things going out to May, and overall size of the document is increased as well. So obviously, pending more adoption, we will go out tomorrow for consultation for a month, and in terms of we'll have the site live available, and the physical document will go out as part of the Tuesday. There's a whole range of tools that have been used that will follow as part of this report. Obviously, promise it to us, so tell us things that come on as we roll, things are useful. So,
Any questions, Mark? Any? Good. Motion to approve. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
So thanks very much for that. Well to advise. Yeah, thanks, John, to you and your team working closely with us. We really appreciate the relationship. So thanks, appreciate that. And hope you enjoy the weekend off.
All right. Well, thank you for your assistance and cooperation. Yep. So likewise. Okay. Bye.
Thanks, yeah, appreciate it very much. Yeah, thanks, team. Work doesn't go unnoticed. Everyone needs to look a bit sleepy, so enjoy the weekend off. And next month, as we have councillors get to earn their money and get us out and out of the community. So I'm sure we've all booked in for lots of fun stuff. So make sure you're walking, taking the opportunity to discuss this. All those that want to, exciting times ahead. So thanks, team, and we'll go to the closed adjourned.